So welcome everyone. Good to see you. Sorry I didn't see you last week, but I forgive you all. Um, Lucky and fortunate always to have our very own Chris Carroll with us tonight to walk us through some tips on Canva. Who has used Canva? Okay, several. Um, I've used it. I would consider myself an advanced amateur, no more than that. You could do a little bit more than the basics, but we'll see. We'll see how much I know. So, Chris, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and let's get rocking and rolling. Um, we are going to learn Canva step by step for the most part. Hey, hi, it's me. It's kind of funny. I actually did this presentation for somebody else. Sorry, it's a rerun,
It's
but
okay.
I edited it for you guys. So, what is Canva? Why is it popular for small business and nonprofits? Let's talk about marketing tools and options. We're going to do a live presentation, and I'm going to actually go into my account, which I should have opened, darn it. And then we're going to do some Q&A. So one of the things is we got to learn, we got to know what it is. Okay, so it's a graphic design platform that allows you to create a wide variety of visual content, including social media graphics, presentations, posters, marketing material. You can mail things, you can do t-shirts, mugs. I mean, there's so many options within Canva right now, and they continue to add more and more and more. So obviously it's perfect for small businesses, entrepreneurs, nonprofits. It's perfect for branding and marketing your materials if you have specific goods. Um, to get started with Canva, you sign up for a free account on their website. Most of the functions in there are free. They offer a paid subscription called Canva Pro, which does provide additional features and resources. But 99% of what you are going to be doing, you can do on a free account. Okay. So why is it a popular tool? Well, number one, it's super easy interface, easy to use it, literally drag and drop. There's vast materials of a library of templates, graphics, photos, images, fonts. You can upload materials to, like, if you have your own images, you can upload them into a library. You can use template your categories to find, there's categories where you can find designs that are already there that you can just go in and edit them, customize it. Um, it's great for teams where you can upload your own images, like I just said, and then incorporate your own for the branding. So especially important for what we're doing with Seroptimist, and we're working on our branding for Seroptimist. So you can also share your design with others, have create a team where you and maybe one or two other people can work in the same dashboard, and you can work up together in real time. So they're pretty cool in that aspect. Um, so other options within here are a range of tools and features like text editing, image cropping, transparency adjustments, and we're going to take a look at a bunch of those different pieces that so that we can explore and experiment. And a lot of using Canva has to do with playing around with it. You've got to play around with it and see what is in there. Does the team approach require paid Canva? I believe so, to a degree. I think you can collaborate with, I believe, one other person Um, the I'd have to look that up because I have the pro version just because of, but I started with the free version for years and years and years and years. I only upgraded to pro because I wanted one feature, one
Same.
specific feature I wanted. Um, but it is paid, the pro version is paid for itself over and over and over. It's like $100 a year or $120 a year, I think. But I will double check on the team thing. We can check it out when we get in there. Um, but I mean, even still, if you're an active club and a large club, $100 a year is not that bad, right? So if you wanted to create a team under your um, club email, that would be a perfect thing. Then all of your visuals would be housed in the library to be used and edited. You could edit them and move them around a little bit instead of recreating the stuff all the time. Um, so there's a lot of different options within that. Um, it also offers a wide range of exporting options. Like you can download formats in image style, in PDFs, in movies. You can have things printed um, and have things shipped directly to you. It's pretty cool in that aspect. I tried that feature one time just to see how long it would take. And literally in like 3 days, I had my product. It was actually pretty cool. Um, there's a comprehensive help center, tutorials. You can explore different styles, and the app is super easy to use as well. And it's linked obviously to your main account on the computer. So if you start something in your phone app and you get frustrated, you open it in your computer, it's still the way it's there exactly how you had left it, which is really cool. Um, and it is a step-by-step process. So you've got to be patient with yourself and, practice and experiment. Don't be afraid to try new things. Um, and you're going to learn from your mistakes. I mean, sometimes I go back and I look at some of the stuff that I did when I started and, I have improved, I believe, anyway. So, um, there's some branding you can play with you can play with branding ideas. You can play with fonts. I mean, the fonts themselves are really pretty. And so, there's so many different things in there. I'm sorry, somebody have a question?
Hmm.
No? Okay. Um, free versus pro, just as a FYI, there's tons of templates, but in the pro version, of course, you're going to get more. There's pro versions of like something that would be more of an upgraded feature. You can save your brands, you can save your logos if you have specific colors and kits or branding kits, especially for SIA. It's all kind of saved in your team area. And so there's a lot of cool features within that. Not that I'm promoting pro over free. I'm just saying that sometimes it might be easier to keep everything housed in one place. Um, so let's go in and take a look at what it looks like. So I'm gonna stop share for just a second and meant to hit that. Hang on, I should have opened this up before I started, but I forgot. It's working. Hang on. Okay. So mine is a like I said, mine is a paid account. So it's going to look a little bit different than what you see on a free version. And so this is my personal account. So if you see weird things in there, sorry. But I do stuff for other people, myself included. Um, so basically when you log in, when you create your free account, This is the dashboard here. We have a toolbar that comes down to the left-hand side. This is called Home. You also have folders that may have it projects, templates, your brand info, which anytime you see like the little crown, that means it's a paid version upgrade item. Running across the top up here, we have pre-selected or pre-formatted, I guess is a good way to put it, pre-formatted sizes, like things that I may have used already. The square is just a regular, 1080 by 1080 post. Most of the time I use that just creating an image for Facebook. Instagram has changed to a longer format. And so I don't necessarily cross them over to Instagram anymore, whereas before I used to just share the same graphic. Now if you go under like social media or doc or anything like that, you will see, pieces in here that where you can choose exactly what you're looking for. So this is the standard Instagram size now. Or if you're doing a story, if you're doing a Facebook post, landscape, banners, Instagram or YouTube banners, all types of different things are in here. Pinterest pins. And then these are examples of some of the templates that you can use. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and we'll play with something, just a regular Instagram post. Now, anytime you create something, it's going to save automatically. You don't have to worry about it. So like I said, if I had started something on my phone and I come back in here, it's going to be right in here. It'll be like your most recent design. And I just lost that one. What we're going to be looking at here, once this loads again, sorry, I'm a little slow on today. It defaults right here to design. Now in here, you can choose a template and edit that template, which is a great way to start learning how to do things. You can also create your own just by using the far left-hand side. Okay, we can add like just a text box if we wanted. If you just wanted to do something very quick and simple. My background is just plain white at this moment. I can put a color on it if I chose to. I could do gradient colors. Let me just choose one of these. Let's do blue for Seropians. So you just choose a background, and then let's look at something. Let's just do something like nonprofit. And then we just do a search. Sorry, I have not been able to spell all day, so sorry about that. So you can just do a search, okay? So say we want to do an event, okay? We can look for events, just choose something that looks cute. Okay, let's try this one. Now we have different sections. As you hover over it, you can see the different blocks that are highlighting. Everything in here you can edit, okay? So if I wanted to change this picture obviously doesn't look, is not our direction, then you just click it and it all pops up in here. So edit, we can simply edit the image. Maybe. And you can come down here to photos and do a search for, let me see. So you can tell what I've been searching for, huh? Women helping women. And we need something landscape. So let's try this. This does say pro on it, but that's all right. Then you can simply drag it over. You can also delete the image. So if I wanted to delete the image, it would be right here, and it'll say Do you want to delete the image or delete the whole grid? And the grid like holds the image in there. I'm just going to delete that image. Let's try a different one. That was going to kind of look a little funky in there. Okay, that one's cute. So now it just like literally slides right into the slot. You just click it and drag it, and it's going to auto populate. Okay. Okay, that's cute. Okay. This is just what we call a text box. So it was one of these. They added in a text box. You literally click it and type over it, or delete it and then type in the box. So, you know, we could put anything we want in there, right? Okay. Um, Oops. It was obvious. And there's a great back arrow, thank goodness. Because obviously I wasn't in the right place. Now, if I need to move something, this isn't looking right, you click it and simply drag it. And it gives you the guidelines to make it in the center of your text, okay? In the center of the document. Super simple in terms of that, okay? So in what was that, a couple minutes, we edited a simple template because it was already existing in terms of all the design features, okay? Up in here, the very top on the right, you can give it a name. Sometimes it pulls what you've typed up here first. And then the share button is where you would actually download it or share it with somebody else. If you wanted to get a link to share it with somebody, you can do that. When I download it, it gives you options of how you want that downloaded. Do I want to print it? Is it going to be something that you're going to use on the internet? Then you probably just want a JPEG or a PNG. If I wanted to put it in video, we could do that. And again, it just kind of says suggested. When you download it, it just drops it right to your downloads. Okay. And then you can then share it wherever you want it to go. Now, any questions so far? We're going to go back to our home, and you can see the one here that I was working on. This was the one we started with, and I lost it. And so when I click on it again, it'll just populate the way I left it. So it automatically is going to save everything that we've been doing. Now, if I had a logo that I needed to put in here, then I can go to oops, I lost it. There it goes. So in the uploads, I have already uploaded logos. So you can upload your files here. And so I kind of know where ours are. Okay, so we can upload our photo or our logo. It's just housed here. These little drag things allow me to just click and drag it around wherever we want it to go. I probably wouldn't leave it there, but I would mess around. Um, I probably put some anyway. Maybe right here. There you go. So all of those pieces we're going to go through all of these additional pieces in here. Okay. So again, I could again download this now that I've edited it. To get back to home, we just click here, go to home. The projects are is like your filing system. So if you have specific files that you're working on, like I have files for the club, I have files for SPR, and then I tag the item, and it allows me to save those pieces, and then be able to edit them, reuse them. Like I have all the SIA ones in here, so I can edit those and reuse them over and over. So that this is, it's easier to find your pieces. Okay. Templates are just, like I said, different type of templates that you can use that you have perhaps saved, or the ones that you like to use. If you want to go through templates, I usually start at the dashboard and go that way. The brand is the pro area where you upload your logos and colors and things like that. Apps are different extensions of stuff. So if you want to look for something specific that you can add into Canva, they have a lot of different apps in here. If you use Slack, a lot of companies use Slack. They now have a Canva for Slack, Canva for Google Workspace, QR code generator. They have a lot of image stuff, a lot of image stuff. So there's all kinds of cool stuff in there. All right, let's go into, start a new one so I can show you the rest of this stuff. All right. Elements. Elements are additional pieces that you can add to a design. So if I wanted to search, so this was the one I was looking for earlier when I did a different one. You can use, it offers photos, graphics, videos. The frames kind of protect the image in there, and allow you to, it even will give you different, oh, well, because I have laptop on there, that's why it's giving me those frames. Graphics are fun. This is the one that I used for the image for this, tonight. These are just graphics of stuff, and these are fun to use as well. If you're doing photos, then you can look for specific photos and add them into, and these are all free to use. You don't have to give any attribution to them at all. Like I said, your text, you can just like add headings and create your own if you wanted to create something on your own. Absolutely, you can do newsletters, Peggy. Let me pull one up here in just a second, and so that was it. Okay, it's like, why does it keep showing one? And then you, like I said, you just highlight it, type. Okay, so up in here is where we have our fonts. So it kind of every time defaults to them to their own style of font, which I think is not, I don't like it much. But you can come in here and look for any kind of font in the world. You're looking for, there's so many different fonts, it's crazy. So you can have like really pretty ones. You can have, just different styles of text fonts. There's just tons of different fonts. You can look, and they even give you a little thing of if you want like display fonts or handwriting fonts. There's tons of different fonts that you can play with. Then there's also the sizing. The sizing, you can, of course, shrink and play around with as well. Get something pretty back. Um, you can also do some colors. This is brand kit colors, but if we were doing SIA stuff, you can choose, your blues and things like that. Let me pull in an image. Listen. And show you what else this does. It's actually pretty slick. So now that I have this here and I want to go to my colors, look what it does. This is the photo colors. And now you can really match the font color to the photo. So this is like a really good tool to be able to get the brand color for SIA. So you don't have to necessarily know the hex code. If you do know the hex code, that's fine. You can type it in up here at the very tippy top. But if not, it will analyze that. Now this one is shaded. You can see it's got purples and blues. I think I might have made this one. But these down here are close enough, are pretty close to the blue I for the most part. But this one right here is a more accurate blue to what SIA uses. But that's a great way to use if you download the logo kit and you upload their official logo, which I'm sure I have. Then so here's one here. Then it will match that pretty darn close. Go. So that's pretty close. So that's cool. We can play with that. So that was text. Oh, you can also underline. So this is a very much like Word in a lot of ways. The underline, uppercase, lowercase. If you want it centered, right, left, a justification. If you want lists, bullet points, etc. This is a transparency. So if you want something faded out a little bit, animated, there's a lot of pieces within here that you can play around with. The branding, like I said, this is more the branding. Your uploads this is the uploads of everything that you've uploaded. Basically, it holds everything in there. You can even record yourself, right? It's kind of cool. There's all kinds of tools in here that you can use. It's again is our project file and apps, photos. So if you're looking for something specific in terms of photos, Women Helping Women, gee, I wonder why I have that there. Then we can just choose a photo, okay, and then move it around, customize it, edit it. If you want to add some design elements to it, you can come in here and just type in. If you're looking for design maybe not pink. How about if we do so the graphics are pretty, like graphics, they're fun. So now all of these are just additional pieces that you just add to your document or your image or whatever you're creating. Everything you can click and if you don't want it, click and delete it. Move it around, cut it, crop it, make it smaller, rotate it. You can flip it around. You can lessen the intensity of it. You can match colors. There's colors up here that you can match. So it's kind of fun to play around with it. And when you get proficient in it, it goes much faster than when you first start, obviously. Okay. Let's take a look at So like Peggy said, newsletters. Let's go in here and create a design. And in here we have all different formats already formatted for you. So if you're going to do a portrait style or email style, what do you want, Peggy? Family, fashion, school, product, preschool, holiday.
Yeah, it's just a normal quarterly newsletter that we do.
It's just so something that's going to be printed.
Yeah, or
Okay.
emailed out actually.
Do you email it as text or just attach a document?
I think we attach it. Somebody else is
Yeah.
doing it. I'm not
Okay.
sure what program she uses.
Okay. So here's the size, basically, what it's doing. And down here, this is only at 64%. So we can actually zoom in a little bit on it as well. But once it's in here, then your design slides open. And then you can search for a layout. That's the easiest way to do it. Already choose a simple layout. And let's see if we can find something for it. Nonprofit newsletter. Let's see what we got. So there's different formats in here. It probably looks something like this. Maybe it looks like this. This has 2 pages. This has 2 pages. Let's just choose this one. Okay. So again, once it loads in there, my stuff's just a little bit slow tonight. Everything you click is editable. So it's already in the format if you're using a template. Okay. How many clubs do them? I'm not sure. I don't know. Does anybody know? How many of your clubs do them?
Do a newsletter?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And if you don't like the format, just go and click it, choose another one. Like here's one in blue, probably be better. Excuse me. So again, everything you can edit, everything is you click it and you can modify it. So if I want to delete this image, I can delete it. There's a little trash can. You can edit, you can bring in a new image. You can click in here, edit. Now remember, these looks really small, but you can blow it up down here at the bottom. So it makes it easier to do. And then you're just going to edit. If you want a new image, go to photos. Your uploads is your uploads, and then photos is just generic stuff. So that you can improve, increase or do a search for a specific photo. Okay. Does that help?
Oh, it definitely.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple. Like I said, as long as you start from home, I find that the simplest way, because then all of your stuff is right up in here, or you go right here to create a design. And like I said, if you wanted to do a newsletter, or if you want to do, maybe you want to do a slide deck, even a presentation like I'm doing tonight, you can actually record that and post it live. You wouldn't even have to build it in PowerPoint, and then, it all can. There's so many things that can be done through Canva. You can even build like a web page through here. Can you show us how to upload your own photos? Sure. So close this little X's over here. Let me get rid of this newsletter, because that's probably not the best. So let's create a design.
Chris, or something from a like a website page or something, photos from that, or
You can also just copy
Just-
and paste in. So if like you have an image somewhere else, you can copy it, just come
Yep.
over, paste it in, and then you can play with it once it gets.
right.
I do that all the time.
Yep. Let's just use this
Yeah,
one.
that I know I've done it in the past. I don't remember how to do it.
Yeah. So
I
let's
never
just,
thought about uploading, so I'm glad to learn that piece.
yeah. So uploads, you just go to uploads and then you click the button that says upload. Okay. And then let's see what I have. Let's see what kind of weird things I have in here. Let me pull somebody's. Here we got somebody's flyer. This is actually for San Mateo's website. Here, I've been working on her stuff. So here's the image of their flyer. Okay, so I actually, it came to me in a PDF. I actually cut that, copied that PDF and made it into an image so that I could be posted on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, because Facebook doesn't post PDFs. And then, so now it's here in my library, and I can click and move it around. I can edit, make it bigger, smaller. These little grab bars are just like we see in Word. If you've used Word, it's very similar to that. Okay. And so now you can, add logos, whatever you need to do. You can also, there's background removers, but this is a premium thing. That's a paid option in there.
My favorite feature.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
Some Seroptimists don't like to be removed, but I got a couple of them removed.
Well, it's like if you have an image that's got a background as part of the image,
Yeah,
and then you're trying to overlay it into a flyer, and it like, let's say the background is white, so it just looks like a big white box.
yeah,
You can remove that so that your actual image is just sitting within the context of what you're doing, which looks a lot better than just a big
Right.
white box.
right.
That's where it really comes in handy.
Exactly. So here's one here that this I actually uploaded. This I actually uploaded and then made it into a background of a video. Okay. So you can do that as well. That you create the image and then you use a template that just uses the same image. And you can do that as well. There's so many things. It's whatever your creativity really, it's completely up to that. Say you want to do a reel. We created a reel of the bands. I created a reel of the membership thingies, which was simply uploading the images and then putting it into a video. Let me see if I can find it here. I don't know what I do with it. Anyway.
Oh, I just saw it.
Did you see it? Is it here?
Yeah. Scroll a little bit further. Right there, shark sightings.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this one is literally the images I uploaded. And then they just went into, you can kind of see, let me put this over here. This was a template, so each slide became part of the video, is really how it's very simple. And then I put music to it.
Very cool.
So, and that's simply using the templates that are in here. Okay. So you don't, that's what I'm saying is you don't have to recreate the wheel. Almost everything in here you can do through a template, where if you're creative, absolutely you can play around with design and images and elements to create those cool things that look like this. I don't have time for that. I've got a lot on my plate, as do you. So, but you can be creative within the template usage because there's thousands. There's literally thousands of templates that you, or I shouldn't say thousands, but hundreds, if not. But then you can also customize that and make it your own, you know, through the fonts, through the colors, through the pictures. You're customizing those pieces. You can also add a page. So if this one is, you want another page, you can, the plus sign here will duplicate that page. There it goes. I was gonna say, which I told it to do, but it didn't. So now I have page 1, and you can even add a title here. And then page 2. Now it's in the same structure. I can just change, I can just change this out, maybe delete a photo, add a, duplicate this, move it over. Everything you can move around. Okay. You can also, this one is, you can have printed because it's a newsletter. It's going to give you a print option. And if you want it literally printed without you having to do it, you can have them do it and they'll send it to your house. Except not for $54. Make sure this is 50 letterheads. So you would definitely need to verify everything here before you buy something. Make sure what you're buying. But the share button is where you download it to your computer, and it's probably going to go into a PDF, and then you could download that. Okay. So that you have options within there. Another way to do it as well is to, and if you don't want it duplicated here, but you want to add a page down here at the very, very bottom, it would just add a blank page. Okay. So that you could say, maybe add a flyer or something like that without the box structure on there already. Cool. Questions? So everything is going to be on your left. And then you have the search options. Again, the hamburger box up here is going to take you back to your home, or you can just go into create a design. And within that create a design, you just type in what you're looking for. Okay. And then it'll give you some options within that. Or if you go home, which is where I usually start, I usually hang out in the same places. It's like I usually create the same type of structure of items. Some video, mostly 4x5 for Instagram, reels, documents, things like that, images. Yes, Beth.
Chris,
my
another
audio
thing
off.
go ahead, Beth. Sorry.
So, Chris, obviously there's a lot of different programs out there, and people have used a lot of different things in the past. What do you especially recommend Canva use for? I know it seems like it's expanding some too, but
I mainly use it for my social media. However, I have created a lot of different things in there. I created flyers that I use when I do table setups. I create, um, like I said, most of it is mainly my social media, but I have done some of my own marketing materials in here. Um, like these, I do like ebooks that I promote for my business. And so like some of these pieces in here are things that I have created to utilize that they could be done in print or in digital.
Okay.
Because it's a download. But 90% of what this right here up, you see this workbook. This is something that I've created that is a marketing piece for my business. So that's mainly how I use this. I've also used it to create things like this, headers for San Mateo County. Working on her site. She needed some help in there. And so there's a lot of ways that I use this program. Some of the things can be done. Like I know someone that does creation in PowerPoint, and for them that works. And whatever I think, whatever you're most comfortable with. Um, I For me, I like the fact that it's on an app that I can, if I'm lazy in the morning, I can. You don't know how many times I've been making your social media graphics at 6 o'clock in the morning because I didn't do it last night, right? So, so it's like I can do it from my phone. And if I'm really good and I'm bulk creating, I'm probably on my computer. And then I can get it done a little bit faster.
Thanks.
But that's my personal preference. And I think it's very easy to use personally because everything is drag, drop. If I don't like this image, delete, drag it, boom, and it goes. You might have to tweak it a little bit or find a different image if it doesn't work perfectly. But for the most part, I think that the drag and drop feature is really good to use. Loretta?
Yeah. When you want to make a flyer or a handout, which format? I see you have Instagram and stuff, but which one would be if you're just doing a print flyer?
Probably a flyer.
And
because that's one thing I didn't show you.
yeah,
You can do like resizing in here. So like if you do something in a flyer format, you have the ability. Oh, it's a premium. Um, there's the ability to resize things or save as a different size. Let me see if I can do it from here. Let me go back to home. So that's sometimes what I do with the graphics. So if you click right here, you can move it to a folder, copy to another trash. This is where you can share this copy to somebody else. I can make a copy. So if I make a copy of that, it'll just say copy of. And then you can also resize it. So if I wanted to do a document, or I wanted to do another.
So the flyer would be, you would click on document.
You would click on document, and then with this from here would be create new. So I think the sizing is a premium thing where it would save it as a new size because that's what it says right here. Resize, and then it's got the little crown. Yeah, this is because I use this actually quite a bit because it allows me to switch it to the Instagram size, which is tall and skinny. So I can copy and resize it or resize this particular graphic.
If we're on the basic one, that's not going to help.
Exactly. So you would have to manually just make a copy into that other size. Yeah, Judy.
Well, I was going to comment on the resizing too, because that is something that really comes in handy if you're like sometimes I'll design something and I think it's the right size and then I'll download it and like it's cut off and not what I thought it was going to be.
Uh-huh.
You can come back and resize it. Or like when we had to, when we did the poster contest for Dublin, that was 2 years ago, they were very specific about the file size, which is not, it's a normal European size, but not a normal size here.
Oh,
And it came in really handy to just, you can do it in either, pixels or inches, whatever.
yeah.
And it came in really handy. So that resize for me is worth paying for it.
Yeah. I know. I was like, oh, you can and then I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But it
maybe
is,
back to Beth's question. For me, it's I traditionally I'm kind of old school and have done a lot of graphic work just in Word because I'm really good at
yeah,
it. But
yeah.
I find myself more and more like doing stuff here for sure. And I may take like a photo or something and manipulate it in Word to how I want it and then copy it over. But probably the most common thing I do here is I just come and say, okay, I want a flyer for this thing. I just kind of scroll through to get a layout that kind of grabs me.
Exactly.
And then I just like will delete everything and copy
Yep.
my own stuff in. But at least it's got like the one thing like about your frames that you showed,
Yes.
the picture will automatically resize to if you pick a circle or an oval or a square, it'll automatically drop it in so you're not trying to create a shape out of a photo.
Exactly.
So I
Yes.
usually will just look at it for the idea and then I'll often just copy in my own images.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they're great in that aspect, those frames. Yeah, Tammy, there's Canva is, yeah, it's got a lot of cool pieces in there that you can do. The business cards, yeah, the business card template is in here. You download it, put it into Word and size it there. Yeah, you can do that too. But here to Loretta's piece, if you just type in, like I started new search, type in flyer, and if you hover over it, it tells you the size. So this is 11 by, 8.5 by 11, which is a regular paper size. And then these have different formats already. So if I was a barber or, oh, here's a bingo one, So club. I saw one. Look, club flyer. Let's see what that one is. So you could, um, you know, this is already going to be sized for your particular thing. Oh, it just is.
Oh, generic club.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's messing
My
with me.
club.
I was excited, but it's the club themes. So at least it gives you the templates. Let's have a disco party. Anyway, but yeah, I think it's just a matter of getting used to it as well, just like everybody else's thing. And to Judy's point, if you were looking for specific frames, you can just type it in the elements and they all pop in here. So, like she said, you can do circles, or this one has like a little thing if you want multiples. So when we did your graphic for when you came on the board, it was a layout of frames basically. So there's all different types of frames, even frames with frames, so that you can do. And it just, like she said, it just kind of slides right in there. So if you're doing a before and after or something like that, then you can literally just kind of grab it and it slams in there.
So Chris, if we have a photo on our computer, we can upload it into Canva to go onto a flyer.
Yes. You would just go to uploads right here.
Okay.
And that's how I brought in this one. And then
Right,
you click upload files, it'll open your computer,
right.
and then you select it and it'll upload it.
So it's just like Word.
Just like it.
Yep.
In so many ways, it's like Word.
It's
Absolutely.
So they just give you a lot more options in this
Yes.
than Word gives you. And,
Yes.
and more, yeah.
Yes. It's like
But it's-
Publisher on steroids for those.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
You
you
know,
just
it is.
upload
It's
it
like
like
Publisher.
anything else. Okay.
Mhm.
And it saves it in your account?
Yes,
It just
it's right
saves
here.
it. It never goes away.
Okay.
There's three
Great.
little dots that like I can delete this now. I can move it to the trash, or I can put it into another folder. And so otherwise it's here. I mean, I have some.
It's on
I was
it'll be
deleting
on your
some.
left side and it just comes up when you look
Yep.
for something?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So here's like from
Okay.
when I made all of the when you guys first started. Here's all the pictures. I haven't deleted a lot of stuff, so I was deleting stuff the other day, but I got
Okay.
bored. So anyway,
That's my question. Thank you.
you bet. Anybody want to have any other specific questions or want to see something?
I just want to make a comment, like for people who are afraid to do the pro. I've done the pro a bunch of times and then I've canceled it. So
Yeah.
you can go back and forth, get what you want, and then cancel it and just go back to the free one.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're very good about that.
Linda.
So I don't know why this is happening. I had gotten it for free because the pro as a nonprofit,
Mhm.
and then they said they weren't going to do that anymore, but they didn't take it away from me. So I still have it for free.
Well, good for
So-
you.
Good for you. Don't
So
say
I don't know.
anything.
I won't. I wasn't going to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were going to set one up for the region, and then they changed the rules and they want all kinds of stuff. Because so there is an option to have it for a nonprofit, but you go through some steps, yeah, to get it. Which is fine, you know, it's not unattainable. I'm not saying that. So you could definitely go through the steps and get that. Yeah, Kelly.
Can you save me a ton of time and show me where to find the business card template thing at? I have so many members asking for business cards.
For Seroptimus?
Yes.
Sure.
Can you make, I heard somebody say you could make business cards on here.
Yes. So you can,
I think I made mine.
do you
here.
want me to just send you the template, or do you
Nothing
want
would make me
business card?
happier, Chris Carroll.
I'm
Carroll.
sorry.
Nothing would make me happier.
Okay.
I downloaded mine from the SIA website.
Yeah, you can download it there, but here, I've got it.
I ordered some from a site and I'm sure that I paid way too much money and now I'm feeling really bad.
Look, there's mine.
There's yours.
Yep. I did the same thing. I put it from SIA to my
See,
Canva.
Judy can do it. Kelly, what's your email?
Kelly at sicalaveriscounty.org. KELLI.
Yeah, make sure you get the
Got
right
a lag
email.
going on here. Yes.
Oh gosh, sorry.
Did I spell it right? CALAVERA.
Veriscounty.org. Yeah.
Is that right?
Think so. Yep.
Okay, there you go. It'll be in. You'll get an email in your Canva thingy. There.
Incredible. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. How fast was that? Well, I hope you guys learned something, and if you ever get stuck on anything, let me know. I'll be happy to help. If you want something special,
Thank you, Chris.
We got a lot
I
of pros.
didn't
Yeah,
know
thank
you
you
could
very
do
much.
newsletters, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I really look forward to seeing like professional level work from this group.
I know, right?
This group alone, but I expect no less than perfection.
I mean, Caitlin's probably knocking it out. Sarah, those folks. So
No excuses now.
yeah.
Thank
It's
you,
not
Chris.
terrible. It's not terrible. Loretta's confident. If it's like Word, we can do this.